Hey everybody, I'm Adam, and as some of you may know, I'm on a podcast with a few of my comedian friends called the Movie Preview Review Podcast, where we review movies based on only watching their previews. Well, we've been doing it for a couple years now, and it's a lot of fun. We make fun of movies and trailers and each other a lot, but I figured instead of just making fun of movies, maybe I should start going to see some of the movies and reviewing them. So here we are. So, for my first ever movie review, it's Assassin's Creed. Now, full disclosure, I love this video game franchise. I played the first 3 games and watched the last 3 games movies on YouTube as like Let's Plays or what have you, because I wanted to keep up with the story, because I really enjoy it. So I had high hopes that a movie could squeeze down the 7 to 8 hour storyline that these video games have into about 2 hours. But did they? Well, now before I start getting to the story and spoiling things for you, let's talk about some of the good technical aspects of this film. The acting was really good for the main cast. The graphics, the CG was really good. The action, when there was some, was really good. And it blended seamlessly pretty much with the green screen and all the effects that were going on. Okay, spoiler warning. I'm about to spoil the whole movie for you, so you have been warned, okay? The movie is doing the first video game story. So right, if you remember the first video game, it's Desmond trapped in the Animus, living out Altair's life, trying to find the Apple of Eden. That's pretty much basically what the movie is, except it's not Altair, it's a new guy, it's not Desmond, it's Michael Fassbender. I think his name is Cody, or something to that effect. And I don't even care enough to look it up, because we don't get to know either of his characters. Because that's the biggest problem with this movie. In the video games, the main story and the main plot line is the past. It's following a character, it's like Ezio, who had like 3 games because everyone fucking loved Ezio. He had 3 games to follow his character all the way through. No one really cared about Desmond, who was the guy in the present reliving all this stuff. He was around, sure, fine, but it was all about his ancestors in the past. The problem with this movie is they don't have a clear main character. Granted, yes, it's Michael Fassbender, but it's Michael Fassbender in the past, and it's Michael Fassbender in the present, but it's not a different actor, and they try to give equal time to each, and it negates both of them because there's no character development for either of them. In fact, you don't even get the bad guy's motivation until like 80 minutes into the movie. Like, people who play the video games like me, and probably a lot of you, like, know Abstergo is the Templars, and they're evil, trying to take over the world by using the pieces of Eden. But if you watch the movie and it's the only thing you've ever seen, you have no idea what they're doing. You just know they're vaguely bad. They're trying to get rid of violence and bad things, but they never connect it to by controlling everybody with this cool alien MacGuffin. When someone who finally says, I'm a bad guy, I'm going to control everybody by using this cool apple thing, you're like, oh my god! Except you're like, oh, that's why everybody was being a dick? Oh, okay, it finally makes sense. Almost 90 minutes into the movie. Great, I'm so invested now. And here's the thing, the action in the movie is really cool, as I said before. The problem is it never builds up to it. Now, usually in good action movies, there's a slow build up to the really cool action set piece. In this movie, it's just Michael Fassbender being plugged into the Animus and shoved right into an action scene, but with no context. We don't know truly how our characters in the past got to the situation that they're in that involves violence to get out of. Granted, they're really cool, but we don't have any cool emotional investment in them trying to get out of where they are because we didn't see how they got there. Plus, there's a whole disconnect because halfway through most of these action scenes, they keep flipping to the present to see Michael Fassbender, plugged in, I guess, technically kind of Matrix style, plugged into the Animus, flipping and jumping around and climbing in midair because he's got like a Dr. Octopus arm plugged into his back. So he's basically fighting invisible ninjas the whole movie, and people are just watching him. Well, I guess it's not ninjas. It would be invisible Templars during the Spanish Inquisition. And Marion Cotillard is watching him like, yes, oh, that's a very good parry, because somehow other people can see what he's seeing in the Animus. I mean, I swear to God, most of the action in the film kind of looks like this. Stab. Spider-Man. Oh, and here's another thing. The apple's power is never shown whatsoever. Like, we have a MacGuffin, which is really powerful. We never, ever see it used. Well, that's not technically true. At the very, very end of the movie, Jeremy Irons is giving this big old speech to, like, all the Templars, I guess, in Europe, or wherever the hell they are. I was like, we have the apple, we can do the thing now, ha 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 ha, we're all evil, ha ha. And it glows. It glows and makes a little dome of, like the shield generator that the robot army used in episode 1 when they're fighting the Gungans. It's kind of doing that. It's really stupid, and that's the only power we see. No one used the apple at all for any offensive purposes in the movie, and it sucked because everyone was fighting over the thing, and we have no clue what it does, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid. They could have easily shown it and be like, see, this is a cool thing. It has power over men's minds, or does laser beams, or transports you through time. Who knows? It could have done anything. It could have done anything, and it did nothing. It did nothing. It did nothing, and it was so infuriating how stupid the whole thing was. And not to mention, there's no boss fight when the bad guys have the apple. It's just like doing a dome thing, and the Michael Fassbender somehow sneaks up behind a whole room of 1,000 Templars, and then Chops gives the old finger across the throat means death to Jeremy Irons, because a room of Templars didn't see the hooded guy just walking up behind. They're basically their leader at that point. Give him the old, how you doing? It was really stupid. It was really stupid. Yeah, it was stupid. So yeah, this movie was not the best. It was not great, but by no means is the worst video game movie of all time. That is still securely in Super Mario Bros. Hands. Like, they have that thing on lock. I would rate this movie more along the lines of the first Resident Evil movie. You know, like, you know what's going on. You're like, oh, they're in the house, and they're zombies. And wait, why are they fighting a weird child AI out of nowhere? And that's kind of weird. And then, who is this character we've never seen before being the main character? I don't get it. It's kind of Resident Evil, but not exactly. It's exactly what's going on in Assassin's Creed. It's basically Assassin's Creed, just not quite the story and or game that everybody loves. It was close. It was infuriatingly close, which is just... I mean, this was kind of me during the whole film. Like, God, could just... Oh, it's so... Why didn't you... Oh! But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. There's some other funny things you can watch over here. And I also really, really enjoyed making this video. This was a lot of fun, so I'm going to keep doing it. So expect the next review soonish, I hope. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching this video. And until next time, I'll see you later.